Hi everyone, how are we doing? I see we're busy in the chat already. I just need to know straight off the bat how the sound levels are. I've been having microphone problems again. It's not actually the microphone that's the problem, it's the laptop. But I just want to know if this sounds okay. My God, you're all chatty today. Who was sitting down? I need to get caught up here. What's going on? And put my specs on. Sound is good. Okay, right, excellent. I'm glad to hear it. Oh, Discord. Okay. The proper YouTube notification. Yes. Go YouTube. You can do it. That's really funny. That's hilarious. Oh, goodness me. Right, okay. So, hello Europa, how are you? Who else have we got? We've got Jan and we've got Thea and we've got Cal. Love the specs. Well, yeah, I'm still not really using them as much as I possibly should. Hi Sandy, how are you? Nice to see you. Is Susan, which Susan right now? Hang on, because we've got a couple of Susans. I don't. Hi, whichever Susan you are. I'm sorry, that's so impersonal. Oh goodness me. Right, okay, I'm just scanning down all this chatty business. Oh, Susan Thorburn. Hello, Susan. How are you? There we go. Interesting, you should say, Europa. I'm going to say straight off the bat, I'm feeling a bit weird. It's kind of like a long and involved story, but basically, Mr. Jem woke up this morning and he didn't respond the way he normally does first thing in the morning, and I said to him, I was like, are you all right? And he said, no, I feel really sick. And I was like, all right, okay, like, are you ill? And he's like, no, I just feel like a bit nauseous. So that was fine. I went out for a run really early this morning and I was less than a quarter of a mile from the house and I thought I was going to throw up. I actually had to stop. Like, I never stop ever. Like, the worst case scenario for me is walking. Like, if things get really bad, I'll walk, and I had to stop and like climb onto the grass verge because I thought I was going to throw up. I don't even know. I don't even think these incidents are related because I recover, like, it was over in like 15 seconds and I was fine. But when I came back, it normally takes me about an hour before I feel normal. You know, like once I've been showered and stuff. And I still know, like, see for the rest of the day that I know that I've been for a run, but I generally feel okay. And I still felt a bit wobbly like an hour ago. So, yeah, I'm actually not, like, I don't feel unwell or anything, but I don't feel right. So I don't know whether I just pushed too hard today, which is a distinct possibility, or whether there's something else going on. So yeah, if things get a bit weird, I'll let you know. But so that's a long-winded way of saying I'm okay, but I'm kind of not. But I mean, I feel all right. I feel like I'm best just being sat down just now. That's the only thing that I can really say. And everyone always says, like, there's a lot of stuff going around, and there's a lot of people that have had norovirus just now. Like, we're really well protected here because even if we are in contact with other human beings, which of course we are, it tends to be outside. We're never really in a confined space with people. We tend not to get things that are going round, you know, generally speaking. So I'm just kind of like writing it off as you know, as a coincidence kind of thing. But I don't feel I don't feel 100%. There we go. That is the best part of it. Like, we tend to like not get all the bugs, which is really, really nice. So, but if you know, if I start like throwing a wobbler, I'll let you guys know. So in cheerier news, my little wins for the week are all running related. Unsurprisingly, I've been really careful running because I had a little bit of a niggle in my foot, and at one point it was quite painful. So I went and got new running shoes in the Gap last week. So I have all the pretty shoes, and I had my second run out in my new road shoes today, and it felt, apart from feeling sick at that one point, they're going really well and my feet feel great, so I'm really, really happy about that. And the one of the sort of side effects, if that's the right word, I came across a random bra today. I was sorting out my running stuff, and it's very mild now. Like what was happening before was it was mild during the day, but the temperatures were really dropping at night. And because I run early in the morning, it's still cold when I go out. And today it was 10 degrees this morning, so I was literally running in a vest, which I love. Like the less clothes the better. But what I did this morning was I was sorting out all my thermal gear, which I wear when it's down at like freezing, and I was like, I can put that all away and just run in my summer clothes. And I came across this bra, and it's a smaller bra that hasn't fitted me for such a long time, and I was like, oh look, I'm gonna try that on, and I tried it on and I've got it on now and it fits me, so I'm like, oh yeah, this is great. So smaller bras are always a good thing when you're me. So I'm really, really pleased with that. But also, in addition to that, with the new running shoes, I took nearly a whole minute off my 5 kilometre time, which is insane. Like, I am running really slow compared to the way I used to run when I was in my like early 30s, so like a decade ago. But I took a full minute off my 5k time. So I think the shoes are definitely helping. So yeah, so generally we're good. In other news as well, calving, we are now in single digits. We have 9 cows left to calve. Our calving block is 10 weeks, so that's the bulls were out with the cows for 10 weeks. So we expect to have calves right up until the end of that 10-week block. This is week 6 and we only have 9 left to go. So things are calming down considerably, which is really nice, because I was getting to the point where I was super, super tired, and I actually feel quite fresh, and I'm sleeping really well as well. So like everything is good, and the babies are doing well. The older calves, so our little premature calf that came a month early, and that sort of first week where we had this big rush, they have been outside grazing with their mums now for a substantial period, and they're doing great. So yeah, it's all good. We're starting the boobies talk early today. Well, I wasn't really going for boobies talk. I have tried on other clothes as well. I don't know if you remember in the last stream, for those of you that were here, but I was talking about, we had the conversation about Joe Brown's clothing in the UK. And after that, I went and tried on one of my favourite waistcoats, and it fits. So there's clothes that are fitting me that haven't fitted for like a long time. And it's just really, really nice. So it wasn't just the bra, but yeah, for me though, especially when it comes to clothing, it basically like everything revolves around the boobs, because that's where I have the most problems. So yeah, you know. Thea's saying, I gained almost 5 kilo of muscle weight and lost fat weight. Sadly, muscle weighs more, so the scale shows half a kilo plus. Well, that's okay though, because the way it looks on you, and this is the thing, and I say this quite often, and I tell my beginner runners that I used to take out. The thing is though, when you're muscular, although it's heavier, it's much more compact and it changes your shape. So although you might be heavier on the scales, to look at yourself, and when you're trying on your clothes and things just fit better. I mean, you're not going to look like 2 sizes smaller, but you can definitely see it in your shape. And it's one of the things that happens to me, again, boobies, but when I'm running fairly regularly, my bust just looks neater. It's not actually any smaller, but the muscles obviously round about that support all tighten up and kind of like pull everything in a little bit. And my bust looks much neater, and I'm not like spilling out and things like that and like jiggling about as much. But there's a lot to be said for that. So that is an absolute positive, Thea. Europa, last week I reached my first 1 stone target weight loss. Yeah! That's so good. So good. A lot to go, but delighted. Can't feel it in my clothes yet, but you can be. And you absolutely will. That is a huge achievement. So just the thing with stuff like this, and I say this to everyone all the time because this is the second time I've been through this, and it's about consistency. It actually doesn't matter whether you see a loss on the scale every week or month or however often you do it. It's more about just show up. That's all you've got to do. Do your best every day, and if you keep doing that, it will come. It will happen. I mean, I'm in the position where I've been at this for 2 years now. Obviously had the loss of my mum in that time as well, which kind of like that affected me because I'm very much an emotional eater. But generally, like I barely put on any weight. I put on a few pounds. That was it. And we're on this like downward trajectory, but in this instance, obviously that's a good thing. So that's amazing though. Like £14 is huge, and it doesn't matter what your starting weight is. Like £14 is huge. So well done, and I'm really proud of you. And I'm really glad that we can share stuff like this too, because like I'm still plugging away, and I'm going to keep plugging away because I've still got a lot to go myself. Thea was discouraged lately because the scale showed a plus of weight. Well, yeah, of course it will. Unfortunately or fortunately for me, I've always been quite muscular. My thighs can crush things, and they've always been like that. And I never lost that muscle mass even when I was really big because I walked a lot, and dogs, I have to do it. And that's one of the reasons when we were talking about BMI as well, like I don't think I'm an exceptional athlete or anything, but I am quite muscularly built and always have been. So, I'm never going to be at the lower end of the BMI scale. I'm always going to be at the top end. But that's just the way I'm built. It's just my shape, like this with my genetics, and that's absolutely fine. I'm totally okay with that. I'd rather have some curves in places, Cal used to get a big old jar, and then for every pound of weight I lost, I would add a pound to the jar for your future new wardrobe. That's such a good idea, and I'm being quite strict as well when it comes to what's in my wardrobe. Jock's having a dig about, he's getting himself settled. When it comes to what, you can just see him kicking in the corner there. he's just sorting himself out. I don't do that because I kept all my what I call my wee clothes. I've kept all of them, but I did sort through them because there's things now that I wouldn't wear that I would have worn maybe like 6 or 7 years ago. But I have a lot of stuff in smaller sizes that I would still wear now. So I'm kind of like pulling those out periodically, which is really nice. But that's kind of my equivalent. Like every now and then when I hit a milestone, I'll pull the clothes out. And I do it with my running clothes as well. And the other thing that I can get into when I found the bra earlier, I have like proper running briefs. So they're like pants, but they're made of sweat wicking material. They're not cotton, and they fit me as well. So I can actually start wearing like proper running briefs, because what I've been doing is keeping my older underwear and just using that. So that's really nice as well. It's all good. You had a loss every week apart from one where you gained half a pound. I would like to point out though, half a pound, like you literally can pee out half a pound. So do not ever concern yourself with that at all. Like it's just, I'm not trying to minimise it, but half a pound is literally nothing. So you've done extremely well, and there you go. I was talking about consistency and turning up, and there you go, you're doing it. Your grandparents' dog passed away. Oh, that's so sad. Well, all things considered, you've done exceptionally well then. Exceptionally well. that's the thing, and you know, I'm very much of the mindset that what I'm doing, and I actually had this conversation with Papa Jem, who's been here for the last week. It's not actually about losing weight or being on a diet, because I hate that terminology. It's about changing your lifestyle or augmenting things long term, because that's the way that you need to live to maintain a healthy weight. So obviously it's a little bit harder when you're trying to lose the weight, because you have to reduce your calories down, like you have to be in a deficit. But the habits and choices that you make have to be long term, otherwise you're just going to put all the weight back on again. And I've been there, I've done it. So that's quite important. But I'm really glad. Like, it sounds like we're all doing really well. This is great. I've got a wedding to go to in the middle of June, and I've decided to wear the dress that I wore to my sister-in-law's wedding, which was the year after Mr. Jem and I got married. I am a stone lighter, so I'm 14 pounds lighter than I was when I wore that dress last time, and I said to Mr. Jem, I better try this on and just see how it looks, but it's quite stretchy and it fits beautifully, but it's starting to gape like at the bust, like round here, so if I lose much more weight it's going to be no use. And I'm like, those are your worst problems to have. So when I look at it like that, I'm thinking to myself, oh, that's not too bad actually. Excuse me. Full bladder holds quite a bit. Hey Mary, how's it going? And I was like, yeah, can I get this dress taken in? Unfortunately, it's quite like a stretchy material. So I think if you were to try and like tuck it, it would start to pucker and then it wouldn't sit flat. And it's such a beautiful dress, and I spent quite a lot of money on it. Again, when it comes to things like that, I can't afford to buy cheap things, because I need it to, number one, like, for any of you that have got a big bust, we're back to boobies already, goodness me. But you get your bra, and then you get a dress to fit around your bra, and basically that was what I did, and this dress was absolutely perfect. And it sat so well on me, and I'd tried on like 15 dresses by that point, and I was so done, because I don't even like wearing a dress, and it was just so perfect, and I was like, yep, this is the one. And I was determined that I would find a second occasion to wear that dress, and it's never come up again, because I don't wear dresses. So I was like fully utilising it at this point. If it doesn't sit well, I'm going to give it another 2 weeks and try it on again, and if it's not going to suit me, I'm going to try and get something else, but I'm going to donate that dress, because it's lovely, and you can tell by the fabric, like, it's really good quality. So I really want someone to get some use out of it. Maybe somebody that's in my position. I don't know. We'll see. They gave him a great life, and all things considered, I was more upset about him than the small gain. Yeah, okay. They do, and that's the thing, and that's never going to change. Like, there's always going to be like life events, but you can't use them as an excuse. You have to accept it as what it is and then move on, and it's not what happens at the time, it's what you do afterwards that counts. And me with my mum, that's a perfect example. Yeah, baby talk is early. Anywho's, right, it's now 3 minutes past, so let's get on to what we're actually here for. We've had our little chats now. I've got some, hang on a wee second. It was supposed to be really nice this afternoon and like sunshiny. It's been kind of like rainy all day here, and I'm not getting the light that I was hoping for through the window. It's made things like really dark here. So if I do this, I've got my wee extra lights to put on just to brighten this up down here. There we go. And the first thing that I would like to do today, she says, back again. The first thing I would like to do is talk about colouring projects. I'm sure most of you saw the last, I'm just going to move this around a little bit. I'm sure most of you saw the last video for the Rita Berman page, and it turned out beautifully. Like, I was so happy with it. And it was quite the adventure, that colouring page, like it really was. So I want to first of all go through things that have kind of like tickled my fancy for the next colouring series for the channel, but I feel like you guys should give me the input as to what we actually do. I was lucky with the dress I picked for my best friend's wedding. It was a slash neck, so I need to worry about the pucker. Okay, so the books. Whew. We haven't done a proper Johanna Basford for ages, so I have Rooms of Wonder. I have Kirby Rosanna's Dark Fairy Tales. Y'all know I love a Kirby page. I haven't touched this. There is nothing in this at all. That this is completely blank, and I'm just wondering if I maybe want to get my teeth into something in here. And lastly, I've got Camila De Erico's Pop Manga. This is a colouring book that I absolutely love, and again, it's not something, it wouldn't be my go-to for colouring, but I love her art style and it's been really fun. You know, there's one that I did quite a long time ago, and it's just something a little bit different, so I don't know if you'll fancy a change in terms of what we want to colour. So what I would like to do is just have a quick flick through, because I know that some of you may not be familiar with the artwork in these books. I'll just pop this behind me just now. Jock's fast asleep already. Should not take him long. Bless him. So we'll start with Rooms of Wonder. I do have a half done page in here. It was actually a test page. I want to try and like wiggle this in without taking up too much room with my face. Can we choose all the books? No. This is where the challenge lies, because we're only allowed to pick one. So yeah, okay, we've got the nameplate page, which isn't that exciting really. So the thing I like about this, and the way that Mama Jem would have described it, is a lot of the pages have a lot of knicky-knacky things in them, and what she means is like clutter basically. And I kind of like that, because you never get bored. You know, you can do a double page for like 10 videos, and there's always something different, and you can sort of micro project things. So, you know, for example, in this one we could pick out all the shiny objects. So we've got a gramophone there, for example, we've got keys, and you could work on them. And the whole book's like this, but we have the Johanna Basford style attached to that. Obviously, I would say this is the most un-Johanna page that there is. But there's so many nice things. But I'll just show you. I like this one, like clutter-tastic, but in a kind of cool way. Hi Patty, how are you? Mary likes them for that reason too. Oh, okay, God almighty, I need to put my specs on to read that. Hang on. Hello, Bill Jana Medic. What do we call you for short? You're on the Gold Coast, so yeah, you're opposite to us. Thanks for joining us. Why are you up at this time? Are you a night owl? We're happy to have you either way. Like, that sounded very accusatory. That is not the way that it was meant. Right, okay. Ugh. Take the specs back off. Billy, okay. Billy, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Lovely to have you. I always like it when we've got people from sort of more far-flung areas. Generally in these Wednesday live streams, it tends to be UK, the locals, as it were. Right, so again, we've got some typical Johanna stuff here. We've got the key and the sort of mandala type thing. Jem doesn't want to do. Jem doesn't like these. Just saying. But we've got some flowers. This one's quite interesting. I like that. And we've got a wee book nook here that looks as if it's almost in a greenhouse. Kind of like that too. This is the one I was talking about. Basically, this is when I was testing out things to lighten up the line work. So this is watercolour ground that's on this. You can see how pale it is compared to here. And I just wanted to see how the pencil was going to go down on top of it. I want to be honest about this. I'm not really a fan of how pencil goes down in these books. I don't know what it is. I don't enjoy it, and I feel like I've got to use a blending pencil, otherwise it just looks really kind of like scrappy. So that was just like a test page, so we can discount that one. Hunters of Mushrooms. I really like the shelf one though. Thanks for having me. Patty, you absolutely are a local. Like, we're cousins, it's fine. I kind of like this page as well. This is something a little bit different. We've got all these tanks with fish and things in them. Hey Ulrika, how are you? Thank God everyone, our person that's cooking dinner is here so we can have our our interval conversation about what we're cooking. This just reminds me of wallpaper, this one. I'm not going to lie. I don't know what to say about that. Again, I really don't like repetitive things, and I wouldn't be that excited about colouring this in because I would want to make everything exactly the same. Otherwise it would screw with my orderly brain. I think this is kind of cute as well, the windmill with the balloons in. Like, so and this is one of the things I really like about this book in particular. There seems to be a lot more variety compared to some of Johanna's previous books in terms of the actual subject matter of the colouring pages. Like, this could be quite fun as well. Again, I know it is repetitive, like it is a repeating pattern. You can see headphones, 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 but you could have so much fun with that. So, oh, some of my growing things have been harvested for dinner. Right, you've got to keep that till the break though, Rika. You're not allowed to say any more about that. I forbid you. Exciting times, people. I kind of like the fruit shelves as well, not going to lie. Like, I'm desperate to colour a watermelon. Easily pleased. And then you've got more traditional rooms. So we've got like a not observatory, maybe not a planetarium, but an observatory. And we've got potion shelves as well. Love this page. That is screaming out for some shiny, sparkly Julia K watercolour. I'm sure you will agree. Ulrika zipped her mouth. Excellent. We've got a nice little market stall as well. Sweetie shop, or ice cream shop. And there's the key. Like, I just feel there's so many exciting things that could be coloured in here. We've got a little dress shop there. Look, we were talking about, I wonder if there's any bras in here. Do you think there's any boobies involved? None boobies, okay. You think this is one of our best? I would be inclined to agree, honestly. And, oh, see this with the outlines. I love this as well, because what I would do is I would put a really offensive background colour, like an offensive orange or something, and I would get in there with a really fat fine liner and I would outline that in black and then make the flower colours really offensive as well. Like, that would be really fun. It would be like an assault on your eyeballs when it was finished, but 100% would love that too. A cuckoo clock full of tea time things. If you colour that page, you have to add a bra. And this was the page, I did do this as a video. I loved doing this page and the colours turned out really well. I was super happy with this. I might actually, just for the people that are going to watch this on replay, I might link the first video to this in either the end card or the description. But I absolutely loved this page. Like, I really did. The only thing I wasn't happy with, again, if I just zoom in a little bit, talking about the paper, like, see the texture. I like texture in my pencil drawings and my colouring, as you all well know. This was all done with a blender pencil and it was still really patchy. And I feel like the places I didn't use it, it wasn't giving me texture, it was just giving me, oh, this is unfinished. Like, you know, I don't know, it's weird. But overall, like, I love this picture. But again, probably because I love trees too, so very cave-esque. Yes. Very. Oh, that reminds me, to give you all a laugh, I got a massive envelope through the post today, and it was from the people that do it's a pencil, you know, the cave pencils that I got the merch from, and they sent me a sample. Obviously they want to push their products, which I get, and they sent me this very fancy ballpoint pen. So it's got a stylus on the end of it, so if you're a tablet user you can use that, and then obviously it's a ballpoint. And it's this lovely blue colour, like they I don't know if they've been listening to the videos, but they know I like an indigo colour. But it absolutely cracked me up because they've put on this side, hashtag I am not a painter. And they're like, would you like some pens with that on it? And I'm like, oh, that's hilarious. Like, it really, really is. It's a really nice pen. Like, it's quite weighty, and it's got this kind of like, I don't know if you can see that there, it's got like a waffle effect on the grip. And I'm always talking about how you like pens and pencils feel in my hand. Like, I like them to feel weighty because it makes them feel expensive, and this is lovely. Like, I really, really like it. I just wish we had a place for something like this in the cave, but it's not, like, I know it's something that wouldn't sell well in the shop, because at the end of the day it's a biro, like it's a ballpoint pen. But that really tickled me to get that through the post, because I'm like, what's in this envelope? And Mr. Jem's like rattling about, and he's like, there's a pen or a pencil in there, and I'm like, oh, okay. And when I opened it up, and I was like, oh, that's really nice, and I turned over and I was like, ha 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 ha. I can't, like, honestly, because see the quantities that I've got to buy something like this in to, like, make it worthwhile. Excuse me, I've got something stuck in my, is it a dog hair? Excuse me, one moment. I've got no idea what that was. Probably dog hair, to be fair. You'd buy 3. Yeah, no, it's not something, like, they're lovely, but yeah, no, they want me to buy like 500 of them. I just can't do it. Anyway, I thought that would tickle you all today. I'd kind of forgotten about that. Right, back to what we were doing. Yeah, so we're flicking through. I think it's really funny that I've still got the colours listed down, so that was for that page, and I must have had a gap in filming, and it was so I wouldn't forget the colours. And interestingly, I've marked this page. I don't know why. Maybe I like both of them. I'm looking at, I'm like, why did I bookmark that page? But there you go. So cakes, 2 pages of cakes, because why not? And back to this mandala thing. I think this one's a bit more interesting though. I would be really tempted to just use metallic paint on that and just make like a full page of shiny. That would be really, really cool. Really, really cool. We've got some like kind of steampunky coggy efforts as we go along. So, you know, I think like if we take if we made a split between Johanna's like old school books like Enchanted Forest, etc., I think this is probably my favourite one of hers, and I think the variety is fantastic. You all know I've got a thing about owls as well, and there's literally a page of owls. This is obviously influenced by Harry Potter, which I kind of have an issue with, but it's owls, so we'll let it slide. We'll let it slide. So lots to be on with. I also love stuff in jars. I don't know why. I've got a thing about receptacles. Again, I like to collect like tins and things for no apparent reason. And this kind of like tickles my fancy a wee bit. So, you know. And I mean a house inside a pineapple, because why not? And we've got some musical instruments as well. Like I really like this book. So that is what is on offer from Rooms of Wonder. So that is your first choice. Let's go into Dark Fairy Tales. I'm really I'm itching to be in this. I'm not gonna lie to you. I love a good Kirby double spread. You all know that. And I'll say literally this is like untouched. I haven't even like folded the front page over. Again, I would probably avoid the title page, and as usual there's things that you can find in all of the drawings. There's so much going on in these pages, like so much, so much. So this is the skeleton page. Somebody mentioned this already. This is interesting, very interesting. It's on the darker side, which I'm okay with. Some of you might remember the Beauty of Horror books. I feel like this is like a more PG version of that. But we've got the epicness of Kirby, which I quite like. I think like something, see this page, like that would be fantastic to do. There's all these like jewels and, you know, like treasure things, so again, make them sparkly. And you could have like really dark, you know, middle section that would draw your eye in, and you could go wild with the colours around the outside. Like, I think this would be a really fun page to do. If you think something like this is too much, you could always pick a page at a time. This could be stunning as well. Forget that side of it. But that this could be absolutely wonderful. And again, humans, something I don't draw or colour very often. That might be nice for a wee change, you know. It's a lot of detail. Yeah, it is. But that's why we kind of like it. Billy only started colouring for adults recently, so I'm still in the copy-paste phase from others, and your channel is very helpful. Oh, you're very welcome. I don't know how much you want to look at things. There's a lot of videos on the channel now, but see if you go into the playlists, Billy, I've actually got some of the series separated by artists now, like for the ones that I do most commonly. So if there's someone that you're looking for in particular, there's actually a playlist there, and you can like scroll your way through and you might find things that are helpful there. One of my most popular videos is the flip through of Enchanted Forest by Johanna Basford, and there's a version with a commentary and there's a version without, you know, so it's a lot quicker, so that might be of use to you. So if you want to check out the playlist tabs, you'll see the ones for colour in there if you want to kind of like narrow down your search a wee bit. Jem has a good library of colouring pages. Yeah. Fairy tales were traditionally very gruesome. This is correct. This is correct. I kind of love this page as well. See, just because we've got an above water and a below water bit, like that, kind of like that's kind of cool as well. Like, oh, protect the little dude. There's so much going on, and I feel like this is a return to like more traditional Kirby as well, because he kind of strayed away from the path for a little bit. But yeah, this one's a bit grim, to be fair, but I'm okay with a bit of grim. But it has to be what I want to do, and also what you guys want to see as well. Guess who? Can tell what that's from. Pigs and things. Look at this bad boy. Look at those teeth. There could be shark teeth in there. Eureka says, I've learned a lot of tips from watching Jem's colouring series. Colour pencils are still quite new to me, so watching the process is really helpful. I will do that. Yeah, please feel free. You might as well take advantage of like over 8 years of cave now. Doorbell. That'll be Thea's modem that's arrived. This is interesting. If you look at the line work and the size of the different aspects, I think this is one of Kirby's drawings that has been blown up and then zoomed in on for colouring specifically, so that we can make use of all the hatching. If you think of, I think that was a much bigger image and everything was a lot tighter and smaller. When and when you're working with pencil, you've only got so much room to manoeuvre. And I like it when they do this, because they've thought about the person colouring it. It's not just like, let's stick all this in a book. Is this one supposed to go this way? Yeah. Oh, I like that. A vertical one. Oh, that's fun. I don't, like, I think I'd get a headache from colouring all those grasses, though. That might be a bit too much even for me. I know I'm pretty good at tackling, like, a lot of stuff, but that's a lot of blades of grass. Oh, rawr. Like this one too. Oh, there's a lot of stuff going on down here, oh my goodness. I really, really like this one as well. I do love a good dragon. This really like sings to me as well. And this is clearly Pinocchio gone wrong. Love it. Absolutely love it. There's so much to go at in here, honestly. Yeah. And the thing is, like, I love just flicking through Kirby's books. See, if I never coloured in this, I would not feel aggrieved in any way. I genuinely just love looking at his artwork because I love his artwork. Can you imagine colouring this? So this is Cinderella. This is going to look amazing if you coloured it, because you know, you guys, like, I would absolutely take my time with this and make everything, like, I'm quite excited by that as well. Like, I actually would consider that one. So we've got a bit of Wizard of Oz going on as well. Again, this would be absolutely spectacular coloured in. Ulrika's like, ooh, pumpkin. So many, like, so much to go at here. So many. Like, I love this book. Absolutely love it. So this is Alice in Wonderland. We've got the Mad Hatter's Tea Party. Alice is looking a bit a bit worse for wear down there. And we've got the Queen of Hearts. She's got a dragon as well. Yeah, she's got serpents and everything. Like, so much to go at. I just, like, absolutely in awe of Kirby's work. Like, how much patience do you have as an artist to do this? Like, it's so good. So good. So yeah, I can understand why a lot of you might not like this because of the type of artwork, and I get that. But I'm just hoping you can appreciate the art for what it is, and it doesn't, you know, we don't have to do something gruesome. Nippers and Boots. Oh my. Like that. Oh, look. So Hansel and Gretel have flipped the narrative here. Like, that's awesome. I love this. But again, even just that page on its own, how nice would that be to make this all colourful and all the rest of it, and then make it really, like, I see lots of indigos and dark purples in the future for that page. Like, you can tell I'm super excited about this. And then there's this section at the back, and it tells you about the actual stories and how Kirby's manipulated them. Is that fair? So yeah, that is Dark Fairy Tales by Kirby Rosanes. And our last choice is the pop manga colouring book. So very different art style, very different content. I like this because the line work, like the art style, is very different, and it's just a totally different feel, and I feel like it's lighter and fun, so it's a huge contrast to what we've just looked at. As you work, don't forget about me. I'll pop up throughout the book so you can fill me in with pretty colours too. So we've got a little happy blob here with eyelashes. Why not? So lots of butterflies. So mostly these manga style faces. So lots to work with here. I do find that the one thing that really disappointed me about this book, and you can't necessarily see it at that distance, but if I zoom in, the scanning of the line work is very poor. Like, this is like raw sketches. It's not finished colouring book line work, and some of them are really not dodgy, that's the wrong word, but they're very rough, shall we say. So if you want nice, crisp, clean colouring, you're not going to get it in this book. But we've got a selection of, again, manga traditionally focuses on young females. So we've got a lot of very young female faces, usually with outrageous hair as well, or things attached to their hair, which is a running theme throughout the book. I've got a little birdie going on here. So the likes of this one here, there's no detail in the eyes at all. And in manga drawing, the characteristics of inside the eye are, like, pardon the pun, but they are a focal point. We have got room to do what we want with that as well, which is nice for me. I did draw manga when I was very, very young. Very, very young, so like early teenager, when my brother was really into manga. Again, I think it's like a rite of passage and a phase in terms of being artistic. But we've got some lovely ones here. So we're getting into the aquatic stuff now. And there was the one I finished with the narwhal, which, see, for a background, this is one of my favourite like underwater backgrounds I've done. This was fun. Also got a video on this as well if you want to see that one. Billy, I'm looking at you. And we've got some more kind of like off the wall stuff. So we've got a pet axolotl crossed with a serpent. I don't know. Yeah, lots to go on here. Lots and lots to go on. We've got ears. We've got ears. So yep, there's plenty to go out here. I kind of like this sort of idea as well. So we're back to this sort of like steampunk theme here. We've got what looks like a cow crossed with a Highland cow crossed with a ram that happens to have wings. Why not? And a couple of kids that so obviously they're animals, and all the feathers are floating off everywhere. Like, how random but kind of fun at the same time. So good. I really like this one as well. Very rare occasion where it's a male figure, so it looks like a little boy here. But he's got his toadstool umbrella that's got things hanging off it. I'm going to say that they're like soft toys or plushies or something, because otherwise that's kind of grim. But there's a banana in there as well. Love a banana. And he's got his snail pet as well, Snails. Like, so random, but kind of cool if you want something different to colour in, you know. We've got a girl with a robot friend here. I don't know whether she's trying to educate them on flowers or whatever. So yeah, so random, but like in the best possible way. I think this would be quite impactful to colour as well. Again, very traditional, focusing on the eyes. So we would want to make a really, really good job of that, so that it, like, that really popped out. We've got some strawberries, because why not? So good. It's so different as well, and that's one of the things I love about this. Again, that was a very early colouring page. I used the Chromaflow pencils for this page, and look how bananas those colours are. The banana. But that, like, this, like, so good. Really nice. And this young lady's got an alligator or a crocodile for some reason. And again, a page where you've got room for manoeuvre. You can do the eyes yourself. More sort of steampunky type stuff. And we're into angel territory. I love all the stars in the back. You do love a good star as well. Massive wings. So, like, see, when I see this, all I see is like a gradient. Y'all know I love a good gradient. That would be amazing for that. Again, in my mind, I'm like really pale background and then really bright. You know, make that really stand out. I mean, they're outlined so heavily. It's like that's meant to be the focal point, and you can make that look fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So, there we go. That is your choices. Oh, this is quite nice as well. I don't fancy colouring this bit in the background. Again, repetitiveness, but there you go. Quite a lot of variety in there, all things considered. We've even got one on the very back page. So, now that you've had your tour of all the books, let me just catch up a wee bit on the chat, and then we can make a decision. First of all, we'll pick by book, and then we'll see what everyone feels in terms of the different images, and we will put it to a vote. Minnie likes the concept of dark fairy tales. There's just too many guts and gore. Okay, yeah, no, that's fair. Europa likes the one with Cinderella and the carriage. Yeah, I like that one too. I think that's probably one of my favourites in that book. The glamour versus the reality. And Cal likes the Cinderella page as well. Oh, okay. Sailor Moon, Card Captor, and Pokemon. Gradient Gang. Hashtag Gradient Gang. Love it. Right, okay, I'm going to put up a wee poll. If you just bear with me, because I've got to find... They've moved all the buttons round again. I get fed up with this. Like, stop moving stuff about. Right, okay. So, let's just put this to a poll. So we want Rooms of Wonder. Dark Fairy Tales or pop manga. Okay, so if you could please spare me a moment and cast your votes, that would be wonderful, and we can see how we go with this. Oh, Rooms of Wonder 50. Oh, this is getting exciting already. Oh my goodness. Let me just pop my face back up for a bit. Good with any of them, don't dislike any, and Cinderella Page is one of the few I love in Kirby's World, but okay, that's interesting. I'm not trying to like psychoanalyze you or anything. But, you know, based on what you've just said about your preferences and things, it's interesting that you like that page. Again, I don't think it's too grim, if you know what I mean. Billy's guessing to stay with the Johanna's book considering the current level. That's fair. That is fair. Okay. So Rooms of... Oh, we've got a tie. Like, people, you're going to have to... Like, if anybody is lurking, can you take a moment, please? Because I can't have a dead heat between Rooms of Wonder and Dark Fairy Tales. That's not going to solve my problem right now. I think I could turn into a problem. Oh no. We've got 17 concurrent viewers, so there's 17 people live in the chat just now. And the percentage split is equal, so either someone's not voting. Well, it's not either. Oh, there we go. Oh, okay. You don't like the exposed sinews and guts. But a fair comment. You can do the poll with just... Yes, I can. And yes, I know Mary's not in for zombies. Oh, Dark Fairy Tales is... Oh, it's gone to 45%. Oh, this is terribly exciting. Oh, you guys. Right, I think Patty's right. I think we can take pop manga out of the equation. It's only got 17%. Oh, you guys are like, you're voracious with this. Right, let's end this poll then. This is literally like going up and down like a yo-yo. Right, let's end this poll then. That interesting input. And let's just do between the two. Okay, so I need you now to vote between the two. So those of you that had voted for pop manga, I need you to change your mind. Terribly sorry about that. But that's the way that we need to go, because this is how we decide. This is a democracy. Oh, Rooms of Wonder, 62%. Okay. Ooh. This is kind of good. It's quite exciting. Oh, right, okay, we're holding at 62. Oh no, spoke to the 50-50. Come on, guys. You're killing me here. Oh, right, I'm gonna let that rattle on for a minute while you all place your votes. Something else I wanted to float past you in the meantime is that I did mention in a previous stream that I was doing a logo design for Mr. Jem for one of the offshoots for the business on the farm. That's all been completed, that's been done. It has now come to my attention that I really need to think about getting a die cut machine of some description stroke printer, and they are quite expensive. After the previous discussions, I kind of thought about having a sort of fundraiser live stream, and like you guys know I'm really not keen on that. I don't like asking any of you for money. They are quite a big investment though. So my thinking was that we could do a live stream where I would do some quick drawings in inverted commas, maybe with like watercolour even, or colour pen, whatever. But maybe I could do that. People could donate a super chat, and I would draw them something and send it to them in order to kind of like generate some income for it. But the other thing I thought about as well is maybe putting together a few like spot prizes. And one of the things that's in my mind is I have some really old like vintage tobacco tins and that kind of thing, and I thought I could maybe make up some custom like colour cave palettes. So they would be like one of a kind, nobody else would ever have one, but they would either be look at Jock having a scratch. He's tickling me. Are you okay down there? Are you alright? I think he's okay. So he's that ear's up, but his eyes open as well. Okay. But yes, so I thought that if we did something like that and there was some sort of incentive, so all the people that maybe donated super chats could go into like a draw, and they would win one of these palettes that I had put together myself, and they would be like a unique art supply that no one else would have. Has anyone got any thoughts on that? Because I'm really at the like trying to formulate a plan stage with stuff like that. Jock to make the deciding vote. Oh, he's funny. He's, like I'm just like leaving him to do his own thing now, honestly. Auction was always a good fun. It really was like that. It was. I agree with that. Dark fairy tales, I guess, will be able to colour in my future in the next 4 to 5 years. Now, interesting, Billy, I would like you to go and look at the Kirby Rosanna's playlist. And if you actually sit, and I know that like the videos are quite long-winded, but the idea is that like I take you through each stage, you'll realise that you don't have to be scared or not consider it as a colouring option if you like it as a page to colour. Just say. I think that's a cool idea. I'm really unsure about it. I've always been sensitive to trying to raise money through live streams because I don't like asking people for money. As far as I'm concerned, that people should just come and enjoy what I'm doing, and that generates revenue for me, obviously through ads and stuff. This is a bit of a special situation. The economy's terrible just now, as we all know. It's particularly bad in the UK because we left the EU and blah blah blah, and this is something that's going to be beneficial because I can turn over stickers much quicker if I do this, and it means we can have different stickers and more stickers, and I like to do them especially for this live stream community, and we've got like our little in jokes for the cavers and stuff, so it would be beneficial in a lot of ways. But I'm being perfectly honest, I'm slightly uncomfortable with it because I don't like asking people for money. But I thought that would be a really nice way to do things, and the fact that we could offer something very, very unique and something that's high quality. Like Julia's paints are spectacular, and I've also got quite a lot of high quality, professional watercolours as well. So we could maybe do a palette with some of them as well. Like just with little half pans in. So. Oh, what is going on with this poll? See you people. Put the palettes in the stash shop. No, but that's exactly the point, Jan. I don't want to do that. I want to give like a unique prize. Cal's one of her first colouring books was a Kirby book. Ah. Interesting. Who had that extra vote? Are y'all kidding me? Are you kidding? Like, what's going on? I think the regulars would support you whatever, even though we know you don't like asking, but it's a good option for random people too. Well, yeah, but I do think it's very much you have to give to receive, and I get like passive support even from people that aren't really involved, because you guys are obviously very involved. I see most of you most Wednesdays, and we've got our, you know, our Discord group and all the rest of it. But the cave is so much bigger than that, and I want everyone to feel like they want to be here and that it's worthwhile. And it's definitely like not a pity party, do you know what I mean? But it's something that would be so beneficial for everyone. So I feel like it is something that's worth pursuing, if that makes sense. Can you vote twice? Why are we in a dead heat? Come on, guys. Like, I just can't with you lot. Maybe I should just choose myself then. Is that way? There's 16 votes, but there are 16 concurrent viewers. So okay, like that. Talk about things going wrong. Jesus wept. Oh, there we go. That's hilarious. Right, we're going Rooms of Wonder. See, before this changes again, I'm done. Like, we're going Rooms of Wonder. It's happening. Right, Jesus. Y'all, this is like much harder than it was supposed to be. Good Lord. Right, Rooms of Wonder. I'm going to give you a couple of pages. Oh, right, we're going to do this by Pink Udder Hands in the chat. Right. I I like the jars page, the owls page, oh, hang on, got a bit overexcited with myself there. I like both of these pages. Like, I would take either one of these pages. So like the aquarium type page and the lots of jars. I don't know what you want to call that page, but I like that one too. Other ones that I really like. I like this one. The cabinet. Like, I really like the cabinet. It's a weather station. Thank you, Cal. Really like that cabinet. I like that. I would do this as a double page. Like all the fishes. All the fishes. We need the one where you add a bra. Jan wants to add a bra. I like these shelf ones as well. That's pretty cool. Oh, Jock's on the move again. He's just readjusting his position. At the front of the book, I'm not so bothered. Right, has anybody got any feelings on that? The cabinet works for why I like the jars, lots of different little bits. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, so we like the jars and we like the cabinets. And the double fishy one, yeah. Because I can use sparkly paints on any page, to be fair, Mary. Like, we don't have to make excuses for that. Oh, I think we might be going for the cabinet here. Oh, double page of shelves. Oh, goodness me. Right, okay. Double fishes all in their hands. Right, okay. I'm going to regret this. Yes, Jan, I'm going to regret this. Oh, good Lord. I didn't think today was going to be so much work, you guys. Okay, so let's have cabinet. Shelves. Oh. Helps if your hand works to type. So I'm going to put aquarium, so that's we'll call that the double page though, okay? Right. It's now 10 to 4. Yeah, I know. Like our phone again. Good lord. I'm going to leave this one with you. Ulrika, now be prepared for the influx of people asking you about what you're cooking for dinner. I fully expect to see something impressive considering you've been harvesting your own goods, your produce. I'll leave that poll with you. I'm going to take a wee break. I really need a bathroom break. And I'm going to go and check on Pippi as well. And I will join you all back in just a wee while. And hopefully we've got a consensus for a page to colour in this book for our next colouring series on the channel.
%, relieved to come back to this chat and see that we've got a consensus for the poll. Like I just I just can't with you guys. Oh, okay. So yes, we're gonna go for the shelves, and I'm ending the poll now before anything ridiculous happens. I've just realised that my necklace has disappeared. I'll get both ends again. This has been quite loose. Again, this used to sit better when I had a fatter neck. There we go. Fix it. Oh, okay. Yeah. So we're going with the shelves. Okay. I'm so pleased about that, just because we've made a decision. Oh lordy. So obviously, I mean, if we're going to do the shelves, it's going to be sparkly and stuff, which I'm really happy about. So that is going to be our next colouring series for the channel. Thank you very much all for your input. For you, it's tied. Well, I've just put the results up there. There is 1% of a difference. Hopefully you can see that. That it might be a bit of delay again, hillbilly internet. So that is what we're going to go with in Johanna Basford for our next colouring series, which is quite nice. I quite like that. I was also very interested in the fact that we're talking about what Ulrika's having for dinner, and she has indeed. She's got bean sprouts and pea shoots and all sorts going on there. That is so exciting. Homegrown pea shoots, homegrown bean sprouts, and homegrown ginger, of all things. Love a bit of ginger. Very, very good. It only took us an age. Yeah, it did. Okay, excellent. Well done. Clap, clap. That's it. I'm so glad we got there. I was starting to worry about my sanity for that, honestly. It was a 3-way tie at one point. I think I would have absolutely lost my mind if I came back to that, honestly. I think I would have just been like, nah, that's it, like, stream's done. Right, okay, so we're going to move on now. We're nearly at 4 o'clock anyway, so we're almost at a halfway point, which is nice and tidy. You know, I like it like that. But that's a really good decision to have made. I actually did, this is in reference to what we're doing now, I did have a video that I was hoping to... Did Jem remember to vote? I can't vote. I'm not allowed to vote. Right, back a bit. The next part is in reference to a video that I hoped would have went out on maybe like Sunday or Monday, but because I've been having some microphone issues, I had to do a bit of fixing, so I never got that video out. So what we're doing is actually in reference to the video that's going to go out on Friday. So there's not going to be much context here. I'm terribly sorry about that, but you're just going to have to get over it. You're just going to have to live with it. So what I want to do now is I am looking at doing a watercolour painting.
it's quite small, and I just want to try and like brainstorm some ideas in my sketchbook. And you guys come up with like some of the best and off the wall suggestions. I haven't done a traditional watercolour painting for quite some time. So I would just like to know your input. You know, and if you've got any ideas. I'm thinking like maybe like a landscape, maybe line and wash. We are going to be working on watercolour paper for said painting, so it's quite important that we keep that in mind. But I'm kind of, I've got the problem is I've got so many ideas floating about in my head, and it's almost like a sensory overload kind of situation. So I'll jam straight in there like kelpies. Okay, do you know what? And that's amazing. Like I love it already. There will be no more polls today. We are done with the polls, or more specifically, I am done with the polls. I can't take any more suspense, honestly, guys. So anyway, got the sketchbook out here. Hi Maxie, how are you? You've missed all the drama. A landscape is always good. So once again, these sketchbooks are fantastic for this. They lie flat. I don't need to preach to you about these, but I can test out some watercolour here if I want to. I don't even know if I'm going to go that far, honestly. But kelpies, okay. So horses. Got my It's a pencil. You can get yourself one of these on the stash shop. You all know that already. So maybe like close up. I do have some photos from the kelpies. But again, it gives us the option of shiny things. That's a really, really good point. Canal boats. Oh. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't really like painting boats, honestly. Kelpies with canal boats, I can say because of the format of that would be too busy. It needs to be like one simple thing. Kelpies is not a bad shout though. I know that's not even remotely accurate, and we're gonna make them into unicorns if we wanted, just for funsies. I see a magic battle with Julia K. Shinies. Okay. Billy, it was lovely to have you. I think you should go to bed. Like, I do think you should go to bed. I really appreciate you popping in though, and I hope you get the chance to look at some of the colouring videos. There's so much there, and I hope that some of it will maybe help you a wee bit, and will encourage you to come back and join us again. So good night to you, my dear, and yeah, I hope you've had a good time. Merlin and Mim. One of my favourite Disney films of all time is Sword in the Stone. That's a fantastic idea, and I love it, Cal. Like, I actually love it. Stirling Castle. It's kind of ugly. Eldon, okay. Or simplify the tip of a wand with spell sparkles. Oh, we're really getting into it now. Night. You said when you're up there, well, it's not up for me, it's like across and down slightly, but yeah, I'm not going to split hairs. Seascape. Cabinet. Aquarium. No, I do feel like it should be a location almost. Stirling Castle might be a shout. One of the things, and this is like very personal, let me just, I want to zoom this in a little bit. I went up the Wallace Monument with Mama Jem, and that was when we were in the original cave. It's quite something. We would have to go portrait for that though. Let me just get out a razor. I'm really into these Derwent Slim erasers just now. Like, these are my favourite. I say these because I've got two of them on the go at the same time. The shavings or dust, or it's not dust, but they come off in like these little rolls, so they're really easy to clean up, which I like too. maybe the Wallace Monument, that might be fun. That would kind of be in the same vein of the colouring page that I did in the Hannah Carlson book recently. We could have lots of light sources. That might be fun. Trees. Always trees. Murder trees. Nessie in a castle. Oh, okay. Well, that would be well, we'd have to sort of superimpose things. So we'd need some hills, and then we could have a make-believe castle on one side, and then we could have some water, and then Nessie could be like poking out here. Oh, that might be fun, Patty. I kind of like that. Ooh, Nessie. If we're going to do Nessie, though, that we would have to have a tartan bonnet for the uninitiated. A tartan bonnet. A bonnet is a hat, so it's a play on the word. Well, not a play. It's just the difference in the word bonnet. But you get a tartan tammy, which is a kind of shapeless hat, and it's got a bauble on the top, and then it's you got your tartan pattern here. I think that's a bit stereotypical, though. I don't know how I feel. I don't really. There's this huge narrative with Scottish people, and it's kind of like pushed out across the world that we all run about eating haggis and wearing kilts all the time, and really we don't do that. We're very proud of our heritage and our culture and all the rest of it, but most Scottish people don't eat haggis like on a regular basis. Common misconception. The cartoon Nessie would be perfect. Family Ness. How good was that? I take it you guys down in England had that too. Yes, okay. There we go. That's just confirmed what I've said. For any of you that aren't familiar, does someone, one of our mods, maybe want to stick up a link to YouTube for Family Ness? Because I'm pretty sure there'll be some clips on YouTube. That was a cartoon of my childhood. Obviously, being Scottish, we took it with a pinch of salt, but we still really liked it. Mary was too old for it, but James loved it as a kid. Well, it was a thing when I was a kid, so there is a bit of an age gap between Mary and I. But yeah, it's not a new cartoon, let's put it that way. Family Ness, haven't thought about that in a long time. Okay. So I'm kind of liking the three ideas that we've got just now. The thing is, again, I'm trying not to give too much away. I really cocked this up in terms of timing and things. Anything sparkly that we do, it's not going to show up on social media, because when you take screenshots, or even if you take prints of something, you like that just disappears unless you use sparkly paper or whatever, or have a specialist printer do it. So that's part of it. The original will have the sparkles, and that is important for what we're doing this for. Oh my goodness, like I'm talking in tongues now. Thanks, Jan. So I need to take that into consideration. I was thinking like more traditional watercolour, a bit like the way that I would do the Christmas cards for my local post office, like actual proper watercolour. But these three, so the Loch Ness, with a Loch Ness monster, I probably wouldn't go for an illustrative stroke Family Ness style Loch Ness monster. I would go for maybe like a more serpent feel. There's only so realistic you can make the Loch Ness monster. But the Scott Monument or the Kelpies might be a really good deal. So I'm kind of gravitating, like, I'm so indecisive these days. Let's think about just do a funny shadow in the water, make it ambiguous. Martin, if you wouldn't mind, see if you could stick those in the reference photos, as long as you don't mind sharing them, that would be lovely. Like, so a suggestion of Nessie. So we could have, like, say that's the water line. And maybe there's, you know, Mia, you've got to have a light source. So maybe there's a reflection here. But maybe we could just have like an impression, like a shadow. And it would be slightly lighter in that light patch, obviously. But we would have it in that sort of snaky format, you know, because that's what everyone thinks Nessie looks like. Of course, Nessie is real, absolutely, 100%. But, you know, Nessie's normally portrayed as like this big friendly serpent style thing, maybe with a tartan tammy on, because why not? Because that's not going to be a problem if you're swimming underwater. Sometimes with like serpent style ears and friendly, like Nessie's mostly perceived as friendly, and then, you know, some sort of serpent scales or something. Like, this is a very common depiction of Nessie. But I don't want this to be, because you know, you guys know that I've got two very distinct styles when it comes to painting. It doesn't matter whether it's in gouache or watercolour, but I tend to go like super realistic, or very illustrative, thinking a la Clock Marine, etc. Usually a Diplodocus style head, yeah, exactly. I ended up using the scarf on Barbies. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, let's add like a. Why don't we just add a tartan scarf? Because why not? Oh my goodness! I also thought about putting a tartan scarf or a tammy on the kelpies though, just for a giggle. Plesiosaurus, yes, also. Right, okay. So let's think about the issue is with the kelpies. Okay. So please, Nessie. I saw that before you retracted it, Patty. The thing is with the kelpies, they're actually, because it's a metal sculpture, and I mean they're gigantic, like they're absolutely huge. When you drive along the motorway, you can see them from the motorway, and they don't look that big because there's all this, like there's a lot of trees, and you know there's basically like a green belt in between the motorway and the kelpies, so you only kind of see them like poking up a little bit if you're driving past. But when you're standing beside them, I'm trying to maybe give you some scale. So let's just say like that's one of them, because it's two horses. There's you can get tours that take you inside them. The door is like this big, so basically that's the human size. When you're standing up close to them, they're absolutely colossal, and when you know that has been engineered by hand, you realise how spectacular it is. But they're made in almost like a lattice format. Again, they're made of metal, so there's actually holes everywhere, and I think for painting purposes that could be quite complicated. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know, I don't know whether I want to get myself into that. Again, the scale of what I'm doing is A6, okay? So it's half of this page here. So if I just like draw a line, that's what I've got to work with. And to put in all these crisscrosses in watercolour, that might be quite messy. So that's just something to think about. Although I do, like, I really like, I like that idea a lot. Like, I really do. I'm just going to pop onto the Discord here. If anyone is in the chat that isn't in the Discord and would like to be in, please drop an email to either myself or Thea. I don't know if Thea's still around. I know she might have to pop off a bit. But if you want to send me an email, I'll just pop my email address down in here just now. Right, okay. yeah, if anyone's interested in joining the Discord, you can drop me an email and just say, hey, I was in the live stream, and we'll get you into that. But let me just pop into the Discord, because we have like a thread for reference pictures, and it's basically if you've taken some snaps, even if it's just with your phone, but you think it might be interesting to draw or paint, you can drop them in so that everyone can use them. Martine's been at the Discord already. She's put all the pictures. Oh, Martine, your Kelpie's pictures are awesome. I hope you don't mind me showing these on this stream. Is that okay? I won't do it until you tell me that it's okay, because at the end of the day, you own these pictures. Forget the Kelpies then, unless you do have them in the background with a traffic cone. Again, that's a Glasgow in joke. I'm looking for one with the door in for scale. Yeah, okay, there we go. Photos free for error. Okay, right, so I just wanted to double check. Let me just flip my phone round here. Okay, so let me zoom in here just to get this for the people that aren't familiar. So you can see the steps there. So that gives you an idea of the size of the actual sculptures. Like they're pretty big. They're pretty big. This is a fantastic photo, Martine. Thank you very much. I'm like, look at all the light source. Look at them. Oh, the shadow and everything. But they are gigantic. But you can see what I mean about the holes in them. So if we were going to paint that, yeah, okay, that's a choice, isn't it? So yeah, there's a lot. That's a lot, but obviously depending on what angle you view them from, that this is obviously one that doesn't show them crossing over. But if you were to like work your way around that side, they look as if they're, they're pointing in different directions, but they're crossed over, which I think is what I would have to do for A6. So there's that. But that's what the Kelpies look like. I do think it's a shout though, to be fair. It might be a bit of a challenge, but that would be a challenge that I would be up for. I also added 2 photos. This is Maxi, but it was a very cloudy day, so it's a bit darker. Well, kind of standard for Scotland. What can you do? But also, if you would like access to these pictures for your own arty-farty pleasure, and you're not in the Discord, say feel free to drop me an email and I will get you sorted out. Okay, so Kelpies are an option. I kind of want to show you a picture of the Scott Monument as well. So this is all like William Wallace stuff. Not the Scott Monument, sorry. The Scott Monument is in Edinburgh. That's Sir Walter Scott. The Wallace Monument as in William Wallace. Ah, oh, dearie me. Because I think in a portrait view, like, look how much fun is that. And you can get all the way to the top of this. Like, it's spectacular. And if you go on a clear day, the view out is absolutely fantastic. It was originally designed for war purposes, so that everyone could look out and see if there were any enemies coming from miles off. Like, you'd spot them a mile away in a clear day. So I think that would be quite interesting as well. And if you look at the colours in this specific photograph, it's actually pinks and purples. So we could have some really good fun with watercolour with that. And my favourite thing altogether, look at the way the light's hitting off things. Like, we've got a highlight here because this bit juts out. Like, that could be so good. So good. Jan's excited. Finally, Jen wants to draw a building. Be still my beating heart. Your 12th great granddad is Robert the Bruce. Okay. But anyway, that's just to give you an idea, so you can see why I got like moderately excited about considering this as an option as well. Like super exciting. that there's quite a lot of detail, but if we miss this out again, thinking about size, because if I kind of do that with it, that's really the size that we're talking about. Am I not going to go in and put in every single brick and all the rest of it? Like, that's going to be torture. But we could definitely do something with that, and, you know, like, getting some little accents for these spires and things like that would look really, really cool. So I definitely think that's an option, and I think those are the two strongest picks, that and the Kelpies. I think they're like the strongest contenders based on the size that I've got to work with and the fact that I'm going to be in watercolour. I do have teeny tiny brushes, so I can, you know, I can get lots of detail in there if I want to or I need to, which, you know, I like a teeny tiny paintbrush. So I think I maybe have the option to consider both of them. Is that fair? It should have been It's Not a Pencil. You never do every brick, just one or two in various sections. Yeah, because they're like accents, aren't they? And I could use granulating paints. Yay, we like granulating paints. It's all good. I would really like to just do this for a moment. Hang on a wee second. See if I point this. Look at Jock. Look at him. He's so content, like he's so happy right now. Just like, oh yeah, just chilling out, going for a little sleep. I absolutely cherish these moments with Jock now because he's an old boy. He's going to be 14 on his birthday. And to see him just chilling, like happy and content, this makes me really, really happy. He's such a sweetheart as well. He's such a good boy. It takes him so long to settle now. Like when he's trying to get comfortable, you know, if he wants to lie down and like maybe have a nap or something, it takes him ages. And I think it's just like dementia type stuff. Because he has very repetitive patterns of like trying to make a bed up or circling round and round. Like a normal dog will do a couple of circles and then just plonk themselves down. But with Jock, it goes on for minutes and minutes and minutes. And the fact that his itchy skin isn't bothering him as well, he's just like, he's content. Like, it makes me really happy. I have loads of these photos, Jan. Like, I've got millions of them. But yeah, it just makes me really happy. Do you know what's really funny as well? His eyelashes are white now. You won't be able to see it from that distance, but because he's got all the colour on his cheeks, because he used to be, like, they used to be tan and they were quite obvious, and his tan bits have faded to grey as well. Oh no, oh, itchy. Itchy? Okay. But his tan bits are really, like, faded out now as well, and his tan eyelashes are now, they're just white. I was just saying how happy you were and how content you are, and now you've just blown that out the water. Are you okay? I'm getting a slight look of contempt now. You know, like I'm almost getting a, like if he was at a different angle, it would be a side eye. Are you okay? Are you goodest boy? Are your mum's goodest boy? It's like, I don't know. It's like, stop looking at me. Why is he not the subject of painting? Yeah, that's a bit of a touchy subject, honestly. The whole thing that started my painting journey. Oh god, that's a bit of a jaunty angle. I apologise. The whole thing that started my painting journey was one of my dogs dying. So I've kind of got, like, I'm kind of adverse to that, but I'll be settling back down again, bless him. Yeah, I've got so many photos of him as well. Like, I've got a bajillion photos of him, and one of my favourites is the first day we went to get him, and we put him, at the time we had an old, like a really, really old Audi A6 estate. I used to call it the big green mean machine. You could basically tow a tractor with it and you wouldn't know that anything was behind it. But we went and picked him up, so we plonked him in the back of the like the boot space of this estate car, and he was so tiny. He was 16 months when we got him, but he like curled himself up into a little ball. He was like, I don't know what's going on, because he was a very nervous dog when we got him, and you could see he was like, oh, I don't know what's going on. But he's such a pretty dog, and he had like, everyone's always like, oh, he's so handsome, and I'm like, yeah, he is. And it's one of my favourite pictures. But as the years have gone on and his greys have come in and his tans changed, like his tan patches have gotten lighter, it's like I would have to paint like a series of pictures of him to document this change. And now he's very pale, I mean his tan parts are mostly grey now, and that's what's happened to his eyelashes. His eyelashes are white now. But it gives him, when he like blinks at you, it's like you can really see he's batting his eyelashes at you. But yeah, he's the goodest boy, and he's been such a fantastic dog as well. I would be really pleased if he made it until Christmas. I'm not sure that he might make it that far, but he has had a long and very fruitful life. He was an excellent working dog, and he turned into a fantastic pet as well, as you can see. Like he's very comfortable being a gentleman of leisure. So yeah, no, I'm very privileged to have had him as a dog, and I will continue to have him as dog as long as I can, and just make him happy, because that's what we do here. We like to make everyone happy. Starlight, or was it wisdom tinsel? That was something I learned from you guys. I said that when I went to my physio appointment last week, so I was away for my elbow, and my physio was quite a young, well, when I say young, she's probably like mid to late 20s. I don't know how we got there, but I was talking about wisdom tinsel and she burst out laughing, and I was like, that was my YouTubers. That was my cavers that put me onto that one. I'm like, so accurate, like, love the wisdom tinsel. But I think Starlight might be more appropriate for Jock though. I'll take it, Europa, I'll take it. Okay, so in terms of what we're actually doing down here, move my phone out the way again. I think definitely we need to go for one of these two options. I was going to say split the page in half. That is nowhere near the middle. Come on, Jem. So like there-ish. Oh, that was like the unstraightest straight line I've ever done freehand. Goodness me. So I'll probably explore both of these options. So if we're doing the Kelpies, I would need to go landscape, and I think I would really like that crossover situation. Like, that sits better with me, because I think it would be more... We don't have a pointy style. It looks like a bloody swan. I think that's much more impactful. And again, thinking about the fact that these are metal, we would put the bottom line, like we would make the actual sculptures most of the picture. We could have a really nice sunset or something going on, like we could have a really nice like colourful gradient in the background. That would be absolutely fantastic. But the same thing would apply, and I think it's kind of fitting just for the way that I like to paint things. If we were going to do the Wallace Monument, we'd have all the jaggy bits at the top, because that's what they do. Let's just pop that in there, and we'd maybe pop a little bit down at the bottom. Excuse me, got a frog in my throat. But we could do the same thing. We could have like a sunrise or a sunset in the background, because this is going to be very monochromatic, all things considered. But I think those could be two very impactful paintings. Hi Lucy, how are you? Thanks for joining us. Look at what Cal put on Discord for the next sticker. Right, I'm not multitasking here, guys. Come on. Back into the Discord. Oh, Jesus. Oh, it's a point. Why can I not zoom in on this? Like, she's typed in hashtag pointy point on the Wallace Monument. Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, I'll let you off of that one. That's quite funny. Okay, so let's grab some colour. I do have, it just so happens, I've got these little Pilot, you know, pencils. We're not riding horses, they're clicky pencils. Let me just spin my little desk tidy thing round, which is still very tidy, by the way, for those of you that participated in that. So if we're thinking Kelpies, this is going to be mostly, well, to say graphite, we're going to paint it. So we would have different shades of, let's put an E in there. We'd have different shades of grey. But for the background, I mean, you could go to town with that, like you really could. So we could have some yellow at ground level, and maybe go into some orange. You know, we could do like a sort of traditional sunset idea, and then we could go into some red and have that like kind of peeking out in behind there, you know, like in middle, as Mr. Jem would say. And then at the top we could go into like a reddy violety colour, which I don't have in these pencils, so we'll just use purple. But that could be quite impactful. And you would have loads of room for playing with the light source with that as well, just because of the nature of them as sculptures. But I would have to make sure that I included some of these, you know, dark spots, because obviously this has been constructed with bits of metal. I don't know, like I wouldn't follow it to the letter and have it very uniform, but like you would do with a building that's made of stone, I'd maybe pick out certain spots, especially that were in shadow, and you know, sort of play on those. And I was going to say highlight, but you would be low lighting them, but you know what I mean, like I would pick out certain accents for that, just to make it stand out. So I think that would make quite a spectacular picture, and I would make sure that I use really saturated watercolour, like really heavily pigmented watercolours, and the actual colour impact would come from the background, because these would be monochromatic. And then what we could do is we could water down this watercolour to have some light bouncing off, so you could have like you know, say it was coming from this side, you could have a really light wash of pink there, and you could pick that out in certain areas, you know, based on the structure and the shape. I think that would make a lovely image. If we're talking about the Wallace Monument, specifically from that reference image, thank you again, we would stick with purples and blues. So your dark side, I'm going to come to the dark side. You would have your dark side there in whatever shape or form that is, and you've got this bit here which was dark, and then there's a bit that had some light on it. The spires would take work, though they are very intricate. That would take a lot of work, and that would be a tiny paintbrush, but again, I love a tiny paintbrush. So you would have this, it would be quite impactful, and we'd use a sort of beigey yellowy type colour, because the light would be hitting on this side mostly. So the work to do would be on these spires. So when it comes to the background, we would want to keep that quite subtle. But again, I would have a really washed out, like super light lavender colour, because that would tie in with what's going on, and obviously light bounces off whatever it is. So we could have lavender, or go into like a really pale, like lemon yellowy colour, but the focus would really be on that that contrast between the two sides of the building, and that would be very impactful as well, but in a completely different way. In middle. Jan says, if you do the kelpies, I suggest a few people at the bottom just to show scale. Yeah, we do like little like silhouette figures or something. So we would have like a wee person like that, like a blob basically. Thea's a bit more attentive now. Only on Wi-Fi with really bad reception though. LAN cable seems to be damaged. Oh no! What about using a fine liner like Martine did with the garden paintings? Well, that's a possibility as well. That's the thing, like I'm open to consider all of these things. Jock's at it again. I don't know if you can see him, he's making himself a new den now. Oh. He doesn't seem very happy about that prospect at all. He looks super tired though, like if you look at his little eyes, he's just... I kind of want to fix this. He's see the pattern blanket, he's kind of like chucked that out. I feel like he would benefit from that, like tucked in on this side, which you can't see, but there's like a big open space in the bed there. Can I put this in here? Is that okay? I'll put it in there for you, look. And you can rest your head on it. Ah, you're the goodest boy. Oh yeah, that's the goodest boy. He's like, I'm tired, Mum. He's super tired. Bless him. He looks super cosy now though, doesn't he? Always the goodest boy. I think he is genuinely sleepy though. Like, I think he needs to get a good nap in. Okay, let me just put this back up. So yeah, that's lots of ideas to be getting on with. I do think these are the two strongest ones though. Like that's the way I'm feeling about it. Martine, would you allow me to... I suppose this isn't a question I can really ask you just now. I might have to ask this separately and like in a bit more of a personal way, because this is going to go somewhere. I'm not going to profit from it, but whatever I paint is going to go somewhere. Again, it sounds really cryptic, but when you see the next video on Friday, you'll understand what I'm talking about. But would you allow me to use your reference images to do that? I appreciate that, thank you. I hate talking in tongues with stuff like this. Like you guys know I'm quite an open person when it comes to things like this, and I don't like being all like secretive and like, oh, you're not gonna know what's going on. But I don't want to spoil the next video for you, so you know, that's it. Martine answered before the question came. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Like I really do. These are very schizophrenic sketches today. When I went to the physio last week, I took my sketchbook with me. The signal, like the mobile phone signal in the hospital isn't great. And while I'm sitting waiting, I like to do something, so I just took my sketchbook with me. And the physio told me her best friend is an artist and she is not artistic at all. So she loves seeing anything that like her friend draws or paints or whatever. And she's like, I know not to ask an artist, can I look at your sketchbook, because it's like asking someone to look at their diary. And I said straight away, I was like, you can look if you want, you're not going to find anything even remotely cohesive or exciting in my sketchbook. And she kind of started to laugh, but she went to like take my sketchbook and I was like, off you go. And so let's just have a flick through, because why not? So she saw this front page and she was like, whoa, that's pretty. And I was like, yeah, that's like peaks early, like forget it, it doesn't get any better. So she's looking through and she was like, all right, okay. And I said to her, I was like, this was actually my watercolour sketchbook and I've got another sketchbook, but like I'm kind of like indifferent about it. And she's like, you've got two sketchbooks, what does that even mean? So that blew her mind straight off the bat. And I'm like, it's really complicated, it's all about paper and stuff. So I said to her, like, I'm only sketching in this because I'm planning on doing like watercolours with stuff. So anyway, she started flicking through and we got to here and she was absolutely overjoyed about the sparkly in the background. And I was like, you could come and watch our live streams and you'd be really excited because they're sparkling a lot of things. But she was really taken by the fact that everything was really itty bitty, and there's places where there's nothing at all. You know, like here. That this is actually going to be a painting at some point, by the way. But she was just really like, oh my god, but she's looking through, and she flipped back to the very first page in this one, and she was like, you started this sketchbook over 2 years ago. And I said, uh-huh. And she was like, and you could see her going, oh, is that all? So again, I had to reiterate to her, and we had this conversation in the Discord, there are multiple sketchbooks, and I am not a person that sketches in a sketchbook on a daily basis. So there was a wee bit of education going on, but she was really interested in learning it, because she was then going to go back to her friend who is an artist and be like, oh, I know all about all your different sketchbooks and stuff. But I was like, it's very personal, like it's different for everyone kind of thing. So yeah, it was quite an enlightening conversation. But she was telling me about her other friend who has a rescue dog, because I'd been talking about someone that I work with has a rescue dog who only has one eye, and he's adorable, like he's my favourite thing ever. And we were talking about names that people pick for dogs. So this rescue dog didn't have a name, and they called him Ian. So like totally like run-of-the-mill Scottish name, called him Ian. And I'm like, I love human names for dogs. So I was explaining about Jock, and Jock is the Broad Scots for John. So, you know, Jock has a really normal name. But yeah, like overall, it was a really nice experience. She really helped me with my elbow exercises as well. And I am not at all worried about going back to see her in like 6 weeks' time. So that's really great, but I really felt like the sketchbook thing was an eye-opener for her. I don't know what she was expecting to see, but I think that most non-artists expect like pages of beautiful finished artwork, and I'm like, no, basically like these are a brain fart, and when you want to do something finished and pretty, you can do it on a sheet of paper. And she was like, oh, wow. She's like, oh, that's really good to know. I'm like, well, but is it of any use to you? And then she was like, no, but I can talk to my friend about it now. And I'm like, okay, good, off you go. So funny. Ulrika says, I just looked at my travel sketchbook and I started that in October of 2024. Exactly, yeah. Thea is close to finishing our paper blanks one. Oh, that's like what one of the paper blank sketchbooks, the big ones, like because I love the paper blank sketchbooks, but I just didn't like how giant they were. Jan just does the brain farts. Maxie also thinks it's the fault of social media. Everyone posts those very aesthetic sketchbooks. They're not really sketchbooks though, are they? They're like albums. Yeah, oh no, I couldn't go. I've still got a paper blanks sketchbook, but I just don't like the size. I don't like the format. And it's kind of weird because I don't move about a lot. I tend to be within the confines of the farm. There is no reason for me not to want a sketchbook that size. I just don't like it. I think again though, see, being left-handed and having the spine in this side, it's a bit of an issue. See, if it was in landscape format, I'd probably like it a bit more. And I wish they would do more with it because I love paper blank stuff. You all know that I'm paper blanks in the brain. I've got my diary somewhere. Yeah. So this is my current like traditional like paper diary. I use this for my proper job to keep track of my hours and things, but look at it, it's so pretty. Like it's beautiful. And if you go into the back, Diamond Jubilee, it tells you about the pattern and like what they've put on the cover. It's just absolutely stunning. See, if they did a sketchbook in that size, in the portrait format, I would be up for it 100%. But the paper blanks ones are basically like A4, and it's just in a portrait format. That's no use to me. I don't like it. But I love their stuff and I want more of it. And I wish they'd fix that. I really do. Ulrika does have finished pictures in her book, but a lot of it is pretty sketchy. The perfect one is a portfolio, yes. Like 100% agree with that. Yeah, I just don't function that way, and I've got no. I think if I didn't have so many other things going on, you know, like with the farm and my proper job, maybe I would go down that route, but quite frankly, I don't have the time or the patience for that. My beverage of choice now is flavoured water. This is plum and pear. I have showcased this before. It's a very delicate taste, but it's very nice. But yeah, it might be quite nice to have like a for show sketchbook. But then to me, it's not a sketchbook, and you can't call it a sketchbook. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being picky or whatever. But yeah. I don't know, it's hard. The thing is, it's so personal and it's different for everyone. I mean, I've told you before, I have a friend and his sketchbook, which he does consider to be rough drawings. I would hasten to add, like 100% committed. He's like, oh, these are just rough drawings. And when you flick through it, everyone looks like a finished picture. But he then shows you the finished article, which he does on loose paper, and you're like, oh my god, right, okay. I'm just not that person. Well, it is a delicate bottle, Jan, because this is only 1 litre. Normally the McBee water that I drink is 2 litre bottles, so yeah, it is delicate. Colour Cave, the art book. I would think that there would be a lot of Cluck Marines and gouache fantasy scenes in that if we did that. I don't know. Let's yeah, what can I say? I just enjoy doing what I'm doing. I don't really care if it follows an art style or a theme or anything. It's just I paint what I paint and I draw what I draw, and you know, just go with whatever tickles my fancy, and that's what makes me happy. So that's what we do. Very little sketches and actual art being done on mine. I would love to know. So Lucy, what do you like to do in yours then? Just out of curiosity. You do right, mate. You do what you like. Be happy. Mostly doodles. Oh, and we like the doodles too. So Miri's got everything from a couple of bits of pencil right through to full finished pictures. Yeah. Well, I think my other one, see, this is my watercolour sketchbook. If I grab the Moleskine one, so that's the one that I'm supposed to use for rough sketches. I'm really not enjoying it, guys. I kind of want to just finish it, if you know what I mean. Let me grab it. So you can see it's very similar in format. It's a bit slimmer and a bit longer. These are substantially more expensive than the sea white ones though. And this is part of it, like I don't feel that it's worth it. I don't know, somebody might get me into trouble for saying that, but obviously we've got Mildred at the front burning 2025 because 2025 could get in the bin. But yeah, I suppose, but you can see like the very technical drawings, because this was for our very technical drawings. This was for our paintbrush holder friend, but look, I'm like, oh, did quite well rendering that, did I not? But to me, this is what sketchbooks are for. It's like pulling the aspects together of whatever it is that you want to draw or paint or whatever. And this was just a little bit of gouache practice. I was really trying to figure out how well this paper would take gouache, which was absolutely fantastic. Like, there was no issues there. That was for the scroller challenge, the very first scroller box with the markers. And again, you can see like all the different components and I'm trying to put them together. To me, that's what I like to use sketchbooks for. It's to brain fart everything out and maybe try and amalgamate things a little bit. And I appreciate that not everyone likes to use a sketchbook like that. Tried out the pencil. I think that's about as close to a finished drawing as you're going to get. Let's be realistic. That's about as good as it's going to get in any one of my sketchbooks anyway. Swatching out colours, deciding what should go in something. This is far more typical of my sketchbooks though. It's just like lots of scribbles and not much else. But then I take an odd notion. I did these. I've got these on Instagram. So these are. I've got a thing about doors. It's about close to architecture as you're going to get. And sometimes I just like to sit with a graphite pencil. It makes me really happy. And I don't feel the need to go any more detailed than that. But I did take my time, like I did put this intricate doorway. This is a doorway into St Cuthbert's Cathedral in Edinburgh. It's on the, like that door is on the Royal Mile. And I just thought it was a really pretty door. So I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do that. But this is very unusual for me in a sketchbook. And that was a sunny day outside when I found out we had a wee birdie that had started nesting in the bird box. And I just felt that they needed a posher bird box than what's actually there. So I was like, I'm going to make it up. So I've got some designs here. This is for Mr. Jem's business label, which it's now done. It's done. The same there. I can't show you this bottom page because that's part of the video that you're about to see. But you see what I'm saying, like my sketchbooks, no one's going to look in my sketchbook and be like, oh wow, you're such a talented artist. But 100% is not what they're for, and I don't care. But if it produces stuff like this, which is also practical, then why would we not do that? It's such a good match as well, isn't it? Jan's favourite page has the top bit that was meant to be a bit of a church tower and has the legend when perspective goes wrong, and then below a sketch of a find from the dig that you're on. See, that sounds like a really good use of a sketchbook to me. I'm all up for that. You like the birdhouse? Spoilers, mild spoilers, calm yourself. Anyway, guys, I think I'm going to stop here. We did start quite early. I'm flagging a bit now. I do feel slightly better than I did earlier, which is a miracle because it just felt really strange. But I feel like I've achieved everything that I needed to achieve today, even if it did take time with the polls and the voting and all the rest of it. But I sincerely want to thank you for your input, because most of where we go with things on the channel comes from what we do in our live streams. We do have another WIP Wednesday next week, but I've also got an early bird stream coming up. So I'm hoping that I might see some of you for that, and also see some faces that I don't see very often, such as our friends over the pond, and also our friends down under as well. They tend to frequent those much earlier streams. But if you can join, please feel free. It's lovely and light in the mornings now because it's summer, and I'll be raring to go by 6:30 in the morning. I might even have been out for a run by that point. I'll see how ambitious I'm feeling. The power of the polling making you better. Absolutely, 100%. Thank God our hands for everyone. Thanks so much for joining me, guys. I always really enjoy our Wednesdays now. Like, it's just like hanging out with friends. It doesn't really feel like proper live streaming. I will take into account and consideration all your comments on doing like a fundraising type live stream as well. We'll probably do that in June at some point. I may consult you all a little bit more on that before we make any solid plans. Lucy, it was lovely to see you. I know Billy's not here either, but it was lovely to see Billy too. And thanks very much for joining me, and so I just hope you've enjoyed hanging out, and I'll see you back in the cave really soon. There will be a video out on Friday. You can hang about for that. I'm hoping to squeeze in another video now that I've got a bit more time in my hands before next Wednesday's live stream. So whichever way you want to do it, please come back and join us again, and I'll see you all really soon. Bye for now, everyone. Thank you.